Ms. Papadopulou, thank you for this interview and welcome back to Skopje.
Thank you so much. It's always touching to go back to places where you spent part of your life.
When did you leave Skopje?
End of 2012, almost 12 years ago.
I see. And this is your first visit from that time?
When I was serving with ULEX in Pristina, I used to come through Skopje, and a couple of times I stopped here. But this is the first real visit.
And you are the first high-level official of the Greek government visiting Skopje after the elections, which, as we are aware, brought a new political elite on power here in this country. What is the message you carry both to the new authorities but also to the citizens of North Macedonia?
Technically, it's the old government because the new prime minister was not sworn in, if I'm not mistaken. But the message is the same, and it will always be the same. It's a message of friendship to the people and to the country. We're neighbors, we're allies in the framework of NATO. Hopefully, we will be partners within the European Union. So we want this friendship to continue and be enhanced. Greece wants to continue close cooperation with your country, but there is a basis for this cooperation, and this is the Prespa agreement. So strict adherence to all our obligations under international law, including the Prespa agreement, is the underpinning for this continued cooperation. And I want to hope and I want to look forward to this continuing with the new government.
Both the new president, Ms. Silјановska-Davkova, and the Prime Minister-elect, Mr. Mickоски, have said that they respect Prespa agreement and that they don't intend to put it under question. Then why does Athens, Greece, react in a way that we've seen in the past month, let's say?
Because words have to be backed by actions. It's very important. You respect an international agreement means that you act in full conformity with what this international agreement entails. The message is very clear. International agreement should be respected, and we want to see the action to back these declarations. Otherwise, declarations are void words.
Mm-hmm. Let's zoom in, let's say. So both President and Prime Minister designate believe that they have, as they say, basic human rights of self-determination and the freedom of expression, meaning while signing documents with North Macedonia, verbally to refer to the country as Macedonia.
When the Prime Minister or the President or the Foreign Minister or the Minister of Defense speak in their official capacity, they represent the country. And the country has a constitutional name, which is defined and agreed based on an international agreement that was concluded in the framework of Security Council resolutions. So let me be very clear again. This name, the constitutional name of the country, is an erga omnes name, agreed under international law and has to be respected. It's not a personal issue.
So the Greek government expects from the new authorities here also verbally to use the constitutional name, right?
Yes, the name of the country is North Macedonia. This is enshrined in the constitution of the country. This is part of the international agreement. This is the name under which the country was admitted to NATO. This is the name that negotiations take place for accession to the European Union. This is the name that is used all over. And I will repeat, mainly this is the constitutional name of the country, enshrined in the constitution of the country.
And what about the arguments of having the right of self-determination and freedom of expression?
They are not private citizens, they represent the country.
Mm-hmm. Many politicians and opinion makers here argue that North Macedonia has fulfilled an enormous part of its obligation under Prespa agreement, and that Greece has not even ratified 3 memorandums and changed traffic signs with Skopje and Fyrom acronyms on its territory. What's the Greek response to this stance?
North Macedonia is a member of NATO. This is correct. This is an outcome of the Prespa agreement. North Macedonia has started accession negotiations to the European Union. This is part of the Prespa agreement. To make them equal to a sign is derogative. It's not the same. And to be honest with you, signs change in Greece. And a lot of signs now say Skopje. They don't say the old name. And even here in your country, a lot of signs, they say Thessaloniki or Athens.
When they say you mean Skopje, it's a direction for the city, not for the country.
I went here, you go all the way down to Greece and they say Thessaloniki is the direction of the city. It's not the direction of the country. And everything will be corrected. It's not an issue. Let's talk about the big issues. And the Prespa agreement was about big issues.
What about memorandums?
Let me finish, please. It's about the strategic direction of your country, NATO, European Union, in connection with the change of the name of the country in conformity with Security Council resolutions. We should not forget the history behind the Prespa agreement. So there were MOUs that were already ratified in the Greek parliament, and there are MOUs pending in your parliament. The MOUs are not part of any Prespa agreement. We had MOUs before, we're going to have MOUs in the future, and they're going to be ratified. You have pending MOUs here. We don't say that you don't implement the Prespa agreement because there are a couple of MOUs pending in your parliament.
Let me ask you, what does Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis mean when he states that his intention is to open the issue of the implementation of Prespa agreement even on the upcoming NATO summit in Washington?
He says obvious. You have to read. It's obvious. North Macedonia joined NATO as part of the Prespa agreement. So the Prespa agreement has to be fully implemented. This is a very clear, very concise message, and it doesn't need further interpretation.
Ms. Papadopoulou, what are the potential consequences of this situation?
I don't want to speak about them. I want to be hopeful that we will not reach this point. I want to be hopeful that the new government in North Macedonia, when they take over, they will realize, maybe they have already realized that it's in the interest of your country, it's in the interest of everybody, that we all stick to our international obligations and we move forward.
Thank you for this interview.
Thank you.